Of us enjoys thinking about a possible recession, but if the COVID pandemic and 2008 economic crisis reminded us of anything, it was that we simply can't predict the future. We can prepare for it, though, if you have a clear income and investment strategy that account for worst-case scenarios. You can be confident in your retirement, yes, even in the event of a recession. So call the Resource Center today at 417-882-1800 for your personalized plan to protect your financial security.
Hey, good morning, Rogersville. Thanks for joining us once again for another episode of Dollars and Cents. I'm Will Worsham. I'm your host. I'm here with Roy Rickstrew, the disability guru.
Hey, Will.
What do you think about that?
It's all right.
I like it. I think we should go with that. No, we're up nice and early this morning. Here it is, 8:10. We're on the show. So how's your week been?
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Of course, it's a long weekend for us at the Resource Center, and so we're anxious for the week to end, but it's been going pretty well. Busy.
Good. So you've got a lot of years in the Social Security industry. So for people that maybe haven't caught our show when you've been on here before, give us a little bit of your background.
Well, I worked for the state processing disability-based claims for about 4 years, and honestly just got fed up with it. I realized I was on the wrong side of the desk. I didn't like the bureaucracy. The only way you really survive in that environment as a state employee or a federal employee is you have to be really rigid with the rules, and you've got to move cases pretty quickly. And unfortunately, that didn't really fit well with my view of what cancer patients, for example, were going through. Yeah. I didn't want to put the screws to people.
Sure. No, it makes a lot of sense.
And so I changed teams, and for the last 19, almost 20 years, I've been working as an advocate on the other side of the desk, where I can help those folks that are having those difficult times medically or otherwise to get through that system.
Okay. And so that means folks that are considering maybe needing to file that disability claim that we've all paid Social Security insurance our entire working life. We've got our 40 quarters in, right? That's the minimum. Yeah, you got to have your 40 quarters in.
Depends on your age.
Oh, well.
Younger workers haven't had the opportunity to get 40 quarters, so the standard changes for younger workers.
Well, I've got my 40 in. I know that. So, so when's the right time to get in touch with somebody like you? Before they file, before they even start the process, or are you? Would you rather come in like at that appeal stage? Because I know that's popular for some folks too.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing in that the fee for representation is a percentage of the past due benefits, and so really it's foolish not to hire somebody from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pay the same fee. A lot of people have this idea that if I'm denied, I'm going to go ahead and go get somebody on board. Well, 2/3 of initial applications are denied. Folks, you're going to be denied.
Yeah.
That's kind of the reality of it. You might as well get somebody involved from the very beginning who can help from start to finish. That way you don't set any kind of potholes, if you will, in the questionnaires, the forms that you fill out. You don't want to give Social Security anything they can use against you to turn you down, and having somebody on board from the beginning can help you avoid those things.
Well, and having been a prosecutor, criminal defense attorney for a lot of years and a judge, I can tell you that sometimes the most innocent statements, people think they're making a very innocent statement, actually are the ones that come back to haunt them later.
Yeah, and it's even really incredibly simple things. You know, if you put in your forms that you're able to handle your housework, well, you know, in somebody's mind, you're scrubbing bathroom floors and you're cleaning bathtubs. In reality, you may not be dusting your home. You may be picking up your underwear off the floor.
Sure.
And that's what housework looks like in your world, but somebody else interprets it differently. Quick example, I had a gal one time told the judge that she enjoyed gardening. Judge wrote up the decision. His mind, she was running a tiller, was down on the ground, was planting plants. She had 2 tomato plants in pots on her back patio.
Oh, yeah.
A difference in gardening.
Sure.
And so it's a very simple statement, but it got used against her in the end.
And she didn't even think about that when she said it, I'm sure.
Right.
So you got a special topic for us today, and I think that's how can friends and family help or hurt, potentially, in a disability claim?
Yeah, that's true. You know, a lot of people say, hey, I'm disabled, just ask my mom or ask my employer or ask somebody who can kind of collaborate that story. Logically, in the real world, it makes sense, but in the government world, not so much. A lot of times when we enlist helps of friends or family, they want to give us a character reference, right? Sure. Will's a great guy. He tries real hard. He takes care of the things that need to be done. He's diligent, you know, whatever. And so what we end up with is somebody who can persist to task, can handle their own affairs, and can socialize with others.
Right.
That's what Social Security hears out of those statements. The same thing holds true when we talk about getting an employer involved. Our employers want to say hard worker, always on time, dependable. That's not what we're looking for.
Yeah.
We're looking for had to go home all the time sick, missed schedules, reduced workloads, didn't get along with others, snapped the heads off of customers. Those are the kind of things we're looking for. And I think people are apprehensive.
Wait, didn't get along well with others and snap the heads off. That's a disability? Because I might qualify.
In some ways it is, yes. But you know, that's what people tend to do is we don't like to be, I guess, confrontational, I guess, if you will.
Sure.
When we're writing up statements about other people, we like to be able to glorify the good points of them as opposed to focusing on the bad. If you're going to enlist the help of friends and family, we have to be very, very careful that our statements come back and say, Mom asked me to take out the trash, but I forget and never get it done. There's a lot of conflict in my home because I don't finish the things that I start.
Boy, the more I talk to you, the more disabled I think I am, Roy. You're reading my mail, but...
Yeah, and so that's kind of a pitfall that people fall in. You know, we end up with these glowing statements in the record. Honestly, third-party statements, friends, families, employers, they're not medical doctors. Their opinion provides very little benefit to you. It really carries no evidentiary weight or very little evidentiary weight. It's kind of like opening Pandora's box. I hate to say it, but a lot of times they're more trouble or can be more trouble than they are good.
Well, and now that you bring that up, that makes a lot of sense because, you know, I can see from a hearing officer's position there, anything they say that hurts your claim, they're going to take that, but anything that helps your claim, well, they're biased.
Yep.
And so maybe friends and family aren't the go-to people there for that type of thing.
That's right. And speaking to your point, you know, judges will see that you're on the ladder changing a light bulb, but will sometimes overlook the fact that you fell off the ladder.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's an interesting analogy. Well, thanks for coming in today, Roy. I appreciate that. If people want to get a hold of you, they can call the Resource Center, 882-1800, right here in Springfield, 417-882-1800, or your website is yourdisabilityrep.com.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
And we've been uploading videos, tips, tricks to that, trying to put together a knowledge bank for the community where they can access that and get information, not only about myself and about the company, but also about the process in general.
All right. Well, sounds good. If you have any more information or a question that you want to ask Roy, he'll be back. We're going to start a new show right here in K-ROG. You're going to be coming back every week starting the second Monday in September. You'll be here every Monday. And so send those questions in, info@krogtv.com, and we'll pass them to Roy. And we'll see if we can get your question answered live on the air. Thanks for joining us, Rogersville. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Bye.
Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AE Wealth Management and the Resource Center, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast for educational purposes